Alrighty then.
Alright, hey, click subscribe, click thumbs up. You're watching Ron Mills.
Politics left, right, and center.
Now, today's videos on the news and all over the internet are about Bernie Sanders not paying, or if he did pay his employees the new $15 an hour minimum wage, is he going to pay them all? If he is going to pay them all, is he going to do it and give them the same amount of hours, or is he going to cut their hours? What's going to happen? And Ron's going to tell you his opinion right now.
Well, first of all, Bernie Sanders is not necessarily the face of the Democratic Party. Bernie Sanders, yes, him, as all the candidates are for $15 an hour. Most people in America are for $15 an hour.
And?
So he wants, it's interesting how this one show we were watching
called No Bullshit with Brooks Heatherly.
Right, with Brooks Heatherly was mentioning that Bernie Sanders was a socialist. He is a socialist, and I think he might even be a communist, because he did go to
just show the car, Ron.
He went to Moscow. You've got to see this car. My dad had a car like that. He had a wreck, and he wrecked it, and he blamed me. It was beautiful. I loved it. A little darker blue, though. Anyway.
So the show called No Bullshit with Brooks Heatherly.
But he was messing up a lot of facts.
Which fact first?
The fact that he messed up that Bernie Sanders doesn't pay his people. There is an article about it, but most of those, that's clickbait. If you read the article...
Okay, which fact, Ron?
Most of Bernie Sanders' employees makes way, way, way over $15 an hour. They average $50 an hour. There are some that probably make just very little money that working on part-time and is not really working on his campaign. He uses them as canvassers. And when you contract a canvasser, let's say I get a person that says, look, I can get you 10 guys out there, and they run them. So it's not Bernie, it's the people running his door knockers, canvassers. They don't even knock on the door, they just leave something there. So these aren't Bernie's employees, these are the people that work for the vendors he hires. Do I think he should do his own? Absolutely. But those are not the employees they're not Bernie's employees. He hires the vendor. Second of all, he keeps calling Bernie a socialist. He is. He's worse. I probably think he's a communist. However, one thing that shocks me, and should shock every person that watches Fox News, because they'll never hear news like this, all the posts since the beginning of the year, Bernie Sanders is beating Trump. A socialist and maybe even a communist. So they need to stop with the socialist stuff, because already, obviously, Bernie is running as a socialist. It's not like he's hiding, and he's 5 points ahead.
So Ron's going to keep talking. I'm just going to step out for a minute, but Ron's going to keep going, and just make sure that the next topic he talks about is local area.
But this was just a video we watched. He told you who that person was. It was a factless, like most things that are around there. He showed me a video that's about 2 months old. That first fake video they did of Nancy Pelosi stuttering or saying she was drunk.
It's got to be a 10-minute video, okay?
That was a deep state video.
You're at 422? It's got to be 10 minutes, okay?
So as we're saying, those were all factless. They try to conflate this guy talking about Bernie Sanders and the $15 an hour. Well, everybody's for 15, all the candidates. You know, Florida has on our amendments in November 2020, everybody in Fort Lauderdale minimum wage is $15 an hour. So, you know, it's probably just living wage in some places like Broward or New York City probably needs more, probably needs $20 an hour. So I agree with some candidates. It depends. I mean, if you're in Idaho, you could probably live on $12 an hour. So I think that it should be between 12 and 15, but it depends on your location. Correct, your location. If you're in Alaska, it should be $30 an hour because an orange costs $10. So it all depends on, it's living in Nebraska is not like living in Fort Lauderdale. So that's so much for you may need 20 an hour for minimum wage in Fort Lauderdale soon, because the prices are just skyrocketing on everything. So, but he wanted to talk on some local stuff. Here in Fort Lauderdale, I just moved from Oakland Park to Fort Lauderdale. Got a fabulous mayor and even better commission. Well, not even better commission, but better commission than what we've had in the past. We have Steve Glassman, Ben Sorensen on the commission. That's 2 solid votes that are progressive, and they want to move the city forward without a lot of ideology. And then, of course, we have the mayor, so we have most of the votes. The other 2 can just sit there and jerk each other off, as far as I'm concerned, is because they're just not necessary. And they pretty much, are only for their own districts or blah, blah, blah. So most of the stuff getting done is with the 2 or 3. And sometimes, we get a little something, not from necessarily from Moriatis. But in any case, that's it, where we're sitting at on the local. Getting ready to build a marina, probably the end of the year, they'll start dredging and building a marina that will be the jewel of Fort Lauderdale, which is the jewel of all the yacht industry. There are more yachts parked right now in Fort Lauderdale and the surrounding areas than there are in the entire world. This is it. #1 capital in the world. So we're going to have a fine yacht marina to go with some shops, and it's just going to be an outstanding place and bring in plenty of revenue from those slips, because it comes with people, it comes with spending people in the restaurants and what have you. So that's going to be a great joy. It's not as bad as it was, last year or a little bit right after they got elected, but the city of Fort Lauderdale was under siege because its infrastructure was never kept up. They didn't keep up with the sewers, they didn't keep up with the water system, so much of that has to be replaced. So I think Dean and the guys will find a way to get this done. That's for sure. They got a bond put out to rebuild the fire department, the police station, and to work on Lockhart Stadium. We're going to bring soccer to Lockhart Stadium. Isn't that going to be fabulous? Well, I think people are going to use it for spring training. It's a Beckham project, but we'll also have our own local kids out there learning from the soccer players. It's going to be a fantastic thing, because most of the people in South Florida do love their soccer. It's going to be a big soccer theme park, and it's going to be great for the city of Fort Lauderdale. So anyway, we're at 8 minutes and 49 seconds. You're done?
Dang, and it's not even 10 minutes yet.
No.
Well, 1 out of 10 times at the 7th Avenue Clinic, you get fast service.
You were in the system?
And there was a lady there that apparently